Over the years as a paramedic, I have responded to and experienced the impact of falls. Although they're often not perceived as a life-threatening, traditional blue light type response, the impacts of falls can be enormous and far-reaching. People often wait for hours, unable to get up, unable to access support, and often in pain or discomfort. Neighbours and family who used to help and support are now unavailable or unaware of those who are at risk within their community. Imagine being on the floor, unable to move, unable to lift yourself up. A once fit, able, mobile person is now unable to stand as a result of a fall. You phone 999 for an ambulance, but due to current pressures, you are informed that the ambulance will not be available for 6 to 8 hours. Imagine lying in a bed, staring at the ceiling for 6 to 8 hours. That seems bad enough. But then imagine being on a hard floor, unable to go to the toilet, unable to move, unable to drink or eat. Imagine hoping that someone is going to be coming, but you just don't know when. And then imagine when that ambulance response turns up. When the ambulance tells you that because you've been on the floor for so long, you now have to go into hospital for further assessment and treatment. Imagine then going into hospital and realising that the hospital's full, that there's ambulances stuck waiting to hand over. And then imagine that you notice your mobility starting to decline and that you spend weeks in hospital waiting to come home. Imagine then having the conversation about coming home and then realising that you are very fearful. You fear falling and you worry about when you have to go back home. And then imagine reducing your activities because you think that you're going to fall. You're nervous about falling. Every single year in Wales, between 230,000 and 460,000 people over the age of 64, over a third of people aged over 65 and half of those aged over 85 will fall each year. In the Welsh Ambulance Service, we deal with over 50,000 falls-related incidents a year, and falls form around 15% of our total 999 core volume. The cycle of deconditioning is very real. It impacts people, families, and communities. We've been looking in the Welsh Ambulance Service since 2016 at new ways in which we can be innovative and think differently about responding to patients who have fallen. And as a result of significant serious adverse incidents and concerns, we realised we had to change the entire system to how we respond to patients who have fallen. We decided to implement a very simple framework based on 3 levels of response. Level 1 was a falls assistant, and a falls assistant role would respond to patients in the community who were clearly not injured or not hurt as a result of their fall. We worked in collaboration with St John Ambulance. We developed a role that was a non-registered clinician, and then we tested the model over months and over years and expanded the model across the whole of Wales. This provided a timely response, but it also provided a response where patients were able to be supported to remain at home. And when I look back now at the time of developing this level 1 response, I realised that the Cotter's model of change was properly advancing at pace. There was a sense of urgency, huge significant harm was occurring in the system. There was a guiding coalition, a clear change vision within the organisation, communication across the whole organisation, and empowerment and celebration of improvements, and a total sense of commitment to continuous improvement. Alongside the level 1 teams, we developed a level 2 team, which was a multidisciplinary therapist and paramedic response that was there to deal with incidents where patients were experiencing complexity, where we needed to have a multidisciplinary professional approach to looking after patients within the community. And this team have continuously ensured that under 70, so Under 70% of the patients they assess are cared for at home and are not taken to hospital. And our traditional ambulance response sees around about 60% of the patients travelling to hospital. So this is a real, huge, significant improvement. The level 3 is then our emergency ambulance response, and we recognise that for some patients they will need to be conveyed to hospital. When I reflect on our achievements prior to 2018, over 70% of 999 calls for falls received a traditional ambulance response. However, since we've increased the resources and alternative resources, now only 45% of those incidents require an ambulance response. This means that ambulances can be released back into the community for higher acuity calls, but it also means that patients receive a specialist designated response within their community. We know that we need to develop the community and develop a sense of resilience, one which can respond to the needs of the entire population. Does the ambulance service have enough resources? Does the ambulance service have enough resources to deal with the demand? The answer is no. We need society, as neighbours, as a community, to be confident in helping fellow individuals who are distressed or experiencing suffering as a result of a fall. We need to ensure patients are lifted safely from the floor quickly by volunteers, by community, by neighbours, in order to minimise the harm. This could be we also then need people to monitor patients, and this could be during the time that patients are waiting to go to hospital, or even the time that patients are waiting to be assessed by another clinician. And our model has been shared across the UK. Our model has been shared internationally. What started as a simple framework has changed and challenged the status quo. It's led to buy-in across the organisation and has led to a sense of energy and commitment to improvement. Is it difficult to achieve? Yes. Was it easy? No. Did we have all the answers? No. And was it complex? Absolutely. But as an organisation, we fully recognise the need to change. We developed a vision of a future state, and we continue to build on the improvement, and we have in the back of our minds the patient's voice and patient stories to inform us that we are travelling in the right direction. Ask yourself the question, could you help? What more could you do as a society, as a community, to enhance the care provided to people living within our community? We really feel that developing the resilience is essential to help us embed and develop this significant system improvement. And I always think back to a quote by Robin Sharma, who says, "Change is hard at first, messy in the middle, and so gorgeous at the end." I really think we developed something special, developed something innovative. We've developed a culture of system-wide improvement. But we need to continue our journey, and we need to continue the journey and hope that you will join us to develop the services of the future. Thank you.